Hello, welcome to Algebra 2 CST release question 64. It says, which table below correctly describes points of the exponential function f of x equals 3 to the negative x minus 2? And I noticed, looking at these answer choices, that they all have the same x values. That is nice. That means I won't have to try to compare a bunch of different values. I'm just going to plug in these x values into the equation up here and see which one is correct of what I have down here. And so basically making an xy table, remember y is the same thing as f of x. It's just a different notation. It's function notation, but they mean the same thing. And so I'll make my f of x table, f of x being the same thing as y, so it's really just an xy table. And so let's plug in -2, let's plug in -1, let's plug in 0, and see what we get. So 3, I'm going to have my answers here. I'm going to leave a blank spot for now, but let's plug in 3 to the negative 2. Careful there. The equation has a minus sign in it, but the value here is negative. So I think there's probably some of the problems are lying therein. I would say. I'm guessing they're going to have one of these values, one of these solutions will have this with a 3 to the -2 instead of 3 to the -2 as an answer. And then this would be 3 to the negative, or the opposite of -1, and then this one would be 3 and then a minus 0 right here. What would this be? This would be the same thing as 3 to the +2 minus 2. This would be the same thing as 3 to the +1 minus 2. This would be the same thing as 3 to the 0 minus 2. 3 squared is going to be 9, and 9 minus 2 is going to be 7. 3 to the first is going to be 3. 3 minus 2 is going to be 1. 3 to the 0 is going to be 1. Minus 2 is going to be -1. That, my friends, is choice D. It's matching up with that right here in the f of x column. Choice D is the correct answer for number 64.